Alright, hey everybody. My name's Alex, and today I'm going to be talking about something pretty sweet to me is my truck. I'm one of those guys that spends all the time in the world and all the money in the world to make it exactly how I want it. So, a little bit of background knowledge on it is that it's a '07 Toyota Tacoma, and I'm in the process of running a Baja conversion kit and overland gear on it. So I have a 3-inch leveling kit on the front and 2-inch block on the back. When I'm done with it, not much will stay original on the truck. In fact, I think the only thing that'll be original on it is the doors, the roof, and the dash, and that's about it. So my goal after I graduate college is I'm gonna take a trip. I don't know where yet, but I'm gonna overland it and live out of the truck for a little while before I figure out what else I want to do next. So the first thing I'll probably do is build a roll cage for it. Over when the COVID hit during the break, I taught myself how to weld, and I've been getting better and better. So the roll cage will come first, and then I'll tie in a bed cage to it. So the whole bed of the truck will be pulled out, and it'll just be a big metal cage bracket. I'm going to build it in a certain way to where I can install a sheet metal trunk-like conversion in it, to where I can open it up and lock it and store things in it, kind of like a car, but it'll be the width and length of the bed. And I'll run a fuel cell, a Jazz 32-gallon fuel cell between the trunk and the cab of the truck. So let's get into suspension here. We'll be running a Ford Bronco frame and front suspension with I-beams and TTB in the front. And that'll give me about 17 to 18 inches of travel with King internal shocks, because I've heard that the external, they don't last too well, or at least with what I'm wanting to do to it. And in the rear suspension, I'm actually going to frame cut it, so it'll make my tires closer together. So it'll be a little squirrely at high speeds, but that's not what I'm looking for. It'll give me about 7 inches shorter wheelbase, and it'll be better for handling. It'll be around 2 feet of travel in the car with coilover bypasses, and I'm actually going to keep the stock bump stops, or at least until they break, and then I'll change those. And I'm going to take the leaf springs out of it, because the leaf springs will make the rear end pop up if I hit a jump. So with the engine, I'm actually going to go with the LQ4 LS2 V8 base motor, and Toyota actually doesn't sell a V8 option, not even in the TRD Pro package. It's just a V6 4-liter. So I'm going to put a bigger engine in it, and my front suspension will carry that just fine. For the body panels, I'm going to go with some McNeil. There's a site called McNeil that makes a great set of fiberglass fender kits. So they're you just take the stock ones off and you bolt them on. They make a conversion kit to turn the 2nd gen into a 3rd gen Toyota, but I'm just going to keep the 2nd gen look because I like it. And I'll do 6-inch bulges on the back for the bed sides, and that way my tires will be able to tuck under it for better suspension performance. And for the front fenders, it'll be 4-inch bulge, but it'll also be a higher wheelbase. So for lights, I'm going to be running aftermarket head and tail lights you can get off of Tacoma Beast's website, and a light bar up top, 48 inches. And then I already have the rest of the light mods on, as I have 2 3-inch ditch lights on the hood, 2 3-inch amber lights in the bumper, and 2 6-inch light pods in the bumper. Maybe some of y'all have seen my truck. It's the blue Tacoma running around here. For the interior, I'm actually going to rip out the rear seats and put a mini fridge and a heating system back there. And I'll run the same stock dash. And for my roll cage, instead of the 2 bars in front of the windshield going into the dash, I'm going to run a bar across it, and so I can keep my AC in there. And then I'll pull the front seats out and put racing seats with 5-point harnesses and a racing steering wheel. And with all that being said, I'm going to be running a 37-inch mud tires with street locks. That way I can air down to around 10 to 12 PSI if I'm doing anything in the dunes for better traction. But that's my plan. It's gonna cost a lot of money and take a long time, but if I space it out, I'll be able to do it. So thanks for listening.